Why most people never build wealth. Rich Dad Poor Dad explained most people are taught the same financial plan. Study hard, get a secure job, work for decades, save whatever remains, then hope retirement works out. But if this plan is so reliable, why do so many hardworking people still live from one paycheck to the next? Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, argues that the problem is not always how much money you earn. The problem is what happens to that money after you earn it. In this video, we will explore the most useful lessons from Rich Dad Poor Dad, why a high salary does not always create wealth, and which ideas from the book should be treated carefully. The book compares two different attitudes toward money. Kiyosaki describes his educated and hardworking biological father as his poor dad. His friend's father, whom he calls his rich dad, thought differently about jobs, business, assets, and financial education. The point is not that one father was good and the other was bad. They simply followed different financial beliefs. One focused on earning a secure salary. The other focused on owning things that could continue producing income. That difference leads to the first major lesson. A high income does not guarantee wealth. Many people believe that earning more money will solve all their financial problems. A higher income can certainly make life easier, but it does not automatically create financial security. As people earn more, they often spend more. They buy a larger home, a more expensive car, better clothes, more subscriptions, more convenience. Their lifestyle grows as quickly as their salary. This is known as lifestyle inflation. A person may look successful while still depending completely on their next paycheck. Kiyosaki encourages readers to measure wealth differently. Instead of asking only, "How much do I earn?" ask, "How long could I support my current lifestyle if my salary stopped tomorrow?" That question reveals whether your income is creating security or only supporting higher expenses. Looking wealthy and becoming financially secure are not the same thing. Looking wealthy is usually visible. Financial security is often quiet. It may look like savings, low debt, useful skills, investments, and control over monthly expenses. One creates an image, the other creates options. Understand assets and liabilities. The most famous lesson from Rich Dad Poor Dad is simple. Assets put money into your pocket. Liabilities take money out. Possible assets may include a profitable business, dividend-paying investments, rental property with positive cash flow, royalties, or a digital product that continues generating sales. Liabilities may include high-interest debt, expensive vehicles, or purchases that create ongoing costs. However, real life is more complicated than the book sometimes suggests. A house, for example, may increase in value, but it also requires mortgage payments, repairs, taxes, insurance, and maintenance. The lesson is not that buying a house is always wrong. The lesson is to examine cash flow honestly. Ask, does this purchase currently produce income? What does it cost each month? What risks are involved? Could I afford it if my income fell? Something can have emotional value without being a financial asset. A family home may provide comfort, safety, and stability. Those benefits matter, but emotional value and financial return are not always the same. The goal is not to label every purchase as good or bad. The goal is to understand what it actually does to your finances. Financial education matters. Most people learn how to earn money before they learn how to manage it. They may leave school knowing many useful subjects, but little about debt, taxes, investing, cash flow, interest, or financial risk. Kiyosaki argues that financial education is essential because earning money is only one part of the equation. You also need to understand where your money goes. Start with basic questions. How much do you earn each month? How much do you spend? How much debt do you have? What interest are you paying? How much are you saving? Which expenses are essential and which are avoidable? Many financial problems become worse because people avoid looking at the numbers. They know they feel stressed, but they do not understand the full picture. A simple monthly review can create clarity. Write down your income, expenses, debts, savings, and investments. The purpose is not to feel guilty. The purpose is to see reality. You cannot improve a financial situation you refuse to measure. Financial education also means becoming skeptical of easy promises. Before investing, understand how the opportunity works. Learn the fees, learn the risks. Learn what could cause you to lose money. Good financial education should make you more careful, not more reckless. Work to learn, not only to earn. One of the book's strongest ideas is that your job should provide more than a paycheck. It should also help you build skills, knowledge, relationships, or experience. This does not mean jobs are useless. For most people, employment provides necessary stability. The deeper question is, what am I learning while I earn? Imagine two people working in similar jobs. One completes only the tasks assigned to them. The other also learns communication, sales, negotiation, management, technology, and how the business operates. Both may receive similar salaries today, but after several years, they may have very different options. Skills can become long-term assets. A salary pays you for your current work. A valuable skill may help you earn in many different situations. Writing, design, coding, teaching, sales, leadership, and problem solving can all increase future opportunities. You do not need to leave your job immediately or start a company tomorrow. Begin by asking, which skill could make me more valuable? Which skill could help me earn independently? Which skill would still be useful if my current job disappeared? Your income matters, but your ability to create future income matters even more. Fear and risk money decisions are often controlled by emotion. Some people fear losing money so much that they avoid every opportunity. Others become excited and take risks they barely understand. Both approaches can be dangerous. Kiyosaki encourages calculated risk. Calculated risk means studying the situation, understanding what could go wrong, and limiting the possible damage. Leaving a job without savings, a plan, or proven income is not automatically brave. It may simply be reckless. Starting a small side project while keeping stable income may be a more responsible test. Investing everything into one risky opportunity is not financial intelligence. Starting with a small amount while learning may be more sensible. Before taking a financial risk, ask, what is the worst realistic outcome? Could I survive that outcome? How can I reduce the risk? What information am I missing? Can I test the idea on a smaller scale? Courage does not mean ignoring danger. It means making informed decisions despite uncertainty. Pay yourself first. Most people receive income, pay their bills, spend what they want, and then save whatever remains. Usually, very little remains. Paying yourself first means setting aside money for savings, debt reduction, or investing before lifestyle spending consumes everything. This should not mean ignoring rent, food, or essential responsibilities. It means treating your future as a regular financial commitment. You might automatically transfer a small percentage of every payment into an emergency fund or investment account. The percentage does not need to be large at first. The habit matters. Saving should be planned, not accidental. When the transfer happens automatically, you are less likely to spend the money impulsively. Over time, a small repeated action can create far more stability than occasional bursts of motivation. Build systems. Not only goals, many people have financial goals. They want to save more, pay off debt, start a business, invest regularly. But goals without systems often disappear. A goal describes the result. A system describes the repeated behavior. Goal: save $6,000. System: automatically transfer $500 each month. Goal: reduce debt. System: make an extra fixed payment every payday. Goal: learn investing. System: study one reliable financial resource each week. Goal: start a business. System: spend a set number of hours each week testing an idea and speaking with potential customers. Financial improvement usually comes from systems that continue when motivation is low. Wealth is rarely built through one dramatic decision. It is more often built through repeated choices that seem small at the beginning. What the book gets right, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, makes financial ideas easy to understand. It encourages readers to question whether a salary alone can create freedom. It highlights financial education, ownership, cash flow, useful skills, and long-term thinking. For many readers, the book creates curiosity about money for the first time. That is valuable. It encourages people to take more responsibility for the financial choices they can control. Where the book needs caution, the book should not be treated as a complete financial plan. Some examples are heavily simplified. Businesses fail. Property prices fall. Investments lose value. Debt can become dangerous. Taxes and laws differ between countries. Not everyone has enough income to invest immediately. Some people are trying to cover basic needs, not build passive income. The book may also make risk-taking sound easier than it is. So use its ideas as a starting point, not as professional financial advice. Do not buy something simply because another person calls it an asset. Do not start a business without understanding costs and demand. Do not use debt without understanding how it will be repaid. Build knowledge first. Create savings. Test ideas carefully. A good financial plan should improve your future without placing your present life in unnecessary danger. A simple 7-day money challenge for the next 7 days. Do not try to become rich. Try to understand your money. On day 1, write down every source of income. On day 2, list all fixed monthly expenses. On day 3, list your debts, interest rates, and minimum payments. On day 4, review your spending from the previous month. On day 5, identify one expense you can reduce. On day 6, choose one skill that could increase your future income. On day 7, set up one automatic transfer towards savings or debt repayment. The amount can be small. The purpose is to create awareness and movement. At the end of the week, ask, do I know where my money is going? Am I building stability or only increasing expenses? Which financial habit needs to change first? Final thoughts: most people do not struggle financially because they refuse to work hard. Many work extremely hard, but hard work without financial understanding may still lead to higher spending, greater debt, and continued dependence on wages. The most useful lesson from Rich Dad, Poor Dad is not that everyone should become a business owner or property investor. It is that everyone should become more intentional about money. Understand what you earn. Understand what you spend. Build useful skills. Save consistently. Study opportunities carefully. Use income to create greater freedom, not only greater expenses. You do not need to transform your entire financial life today. Start with one question. What can I do with this month's income that will improve my financial position next month? Maybe the answer is paying down debt, building an emergency fund, learning a useful skill, or simply tracking your money honestly. Wealth rarely begins with a dramatic breakthrough. It usually begins when you stop allowing every dollar to disappear without a plan. What is the most useful financial lesson you have ever learned? Share your answer in the comments. And watch my Psychology of Money breakdown next, because it explains why financial success depends not only on knowledge, but also on behavior, patience, and the way you think about money.